These are the rules for flag football. Each player must check in with their APSU card. An individual may only participate on one team in each league, men's or women's, and participation on two teams in the same sport is only permitted if one of the teams is co-rec. Players who play on more than one team in each league are subject to losing their eligibility for that sport, and the opposing team does not have to protest this if caught by a supervisor or official. Every participant must have a membership to the FOI and also pay the intramural fee. Teams will consist of 14 players, 7 players in the field at a time in a single gender play, 8 in co-rec play. A team may begin with as few as 5 players in the single gender play and 6 in co-rec. Once a player has played in a game, they are no longer eligible to be removed from a roster. Players need to be added to the rosters prior to the start of a game, and payment must be made. The game shall be played in 2 20-minute halves with a 3-minute halftime. The clock will run continuously until the final 2 minutes of the game, and the clock will not run during injuries. Teams will have 3 timeouts per game, and teams will receive 1 timeout for all overtime periods. Any unused timeouts in regulation will not carry over into overtime. Games will be called when a team is ahead by 42 points at any point in the second half, including halftime, 28 points with 10 minutes or less remaining in the second half, and 19 points with 2 minutes or less in the second half. Teams may not stall games to keep from getting the mercy rule. Any games that are not played competitively by both teams will be forfeited immediately. Games being prolonged to avoid mercy rule will be called immediately. For more details about the competition policy, please refer to the Intramural Sports Participation Manual. Hats, bandanas, metal cleats or spikes, shorts with pockets or jewelry may not be worn while playing. Any player found wearing any of the above during the game will be removed from the game and not allowed to re-enter until the equipment has been removed or replaced. All participants must have a number on their jersey, with all players on a team having different numbers. Only one player may play without a number and be the number 0. Any UREC issued jerseys that are worn must be worn with a shirt with sleeves underneath. Approximately 2 minutes before the end of each half, the back judge shall inform both team captains of the playing time remaining in each half. The clock will stop in the second half for the 2-minute warning and will restart on the next snap. There will be no kickoffs. The team with first possession of the ball in each half will start at their own 14-yard line. This procedure will also be used after a possession resulting in a touchdown. The ball must be put into play no more than 25 seconds after the official has marked it ready for play. Touchdowns shall count as 6 points in men's and women's games. In co-rec games, touchdowns will be worth 9 points if a female is involved in the scoring. The player who scores the touchdown must let the nearest official check their flags to make sure that they are legally secured. After each touchdown, there will be a chance to score extra points. However many points you score varies based on the distance needed. If you go from the 3-yard line, you get 1 extra point. From the 10-yard line, you get 2 extra points. And from the 20-yard line, you get 3 extra points. If defense intercepts a ball during this play, it will be declared immediately and the attempt unsuccessful. A safety will count as 2 points and will result in the defense getting possession of the ball starting on their own 14-yard line. At the beginning of each play, each player must have their flag belt legally secured, no knots, when the ball is snapped. If the official notices this prior to the snap, it will be a live ball foul, 5 yards from the previous spot. Tampering with the flag belt, such as tying in knots, will be considered unsportsmanlike conduct, with a 10-yard penalty, loss of downs, and the player disqualified. Screen blocking is the only type of blocking that will be permitted. A legal screen block must meet the following guidelines. The player must have hands at side, across chest, or behind back. They may not use the hands, arms, legs, or body to initiate contact. Must be on feet before, during, and after the block, and must allow the defender room to avoid contact by stopping or changing direction. The offense is responsible for retrieving the ball at the conclusion of each play. There is no required number of players that have to be on the line of scrimmage when the ball is snapped. Offensive players must be lined up behind or on the orange ball spotter, while defensive players must be lined up behind or on the yellow ball spotter. Failure to do so will result in an illegal formation penalty with a live ball foul and 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. A team gains a first down when it attains the zone line to gain as designated by the referee at the start of each play. These zone lines are indicated by markers on the playing field at the 2 goal lines, 2 20-yard lines, and midfield at the 40-yard line. A team may only gain a first down by crossing each line once during each possession. On 4th down, the referee will ask the offense if they would like to punt or play. If the team decides to change a 4th down decision, a timeout must be called by the offense, and the change of decision stated to the officials. During a punt, these guidelines must be followed. Kicker must catch and kick the ball in one continuous motion. Neither team may advance beyond the line of scrimmage until the ball is kicked, and kickers may not punt barefoot. All of these will result in a 5-yard penalty. If a punt is muffed, a failed attempt to catch the ball by a returner, the following results occur. If it's caught in the air by the kicking team, the ball is dead at the spot. If it's caught in the air by the returning team, ball may be advanced. And if it hits the ground, ball is dead at the spot of the muffed punt. If a player intercepts the ball in the end zone is deflagged before returning the ball out of the end zone, the play will result in a touchback. New possession starting at the 14-yard line for the new offense. The ball will be declared a fumble and dead immediately as soon as it touches the ground, except when it's a punt that hasn't been touched by the returning team. If the ball is fumbled forward, the ball will be spotted at the spot of the fumble. Players may hand the ball off forward or backward at any point during a play. This includes beyond the line of scrimmage. The following provisions are required for a legal forward pass. The passer's foot is on or behind the line of scrimmage when the ball is released. A pass occurs before a change of possession, and it is the first and only forward pass during the down. A player may run across the line of scrimmage and then behind the line of scrimmage and still throw a forward pass. A player may also cross the line of scrimmage and throw a backward pass across the line of scrimmage to a teammate who may then throw a forward pass, so long as it meets the provisions listed above. All players are eligible receivers on a given play. In order for a catch to be legal, a player must have 1 foot or knee in bounds while gaining possession of the ball. A player may land out of bounds with possession if there was contact that prevented them from meeting this provision. Penalties include illegal contact by the ball carrier, holding, tripping, illegal forward pass and intentional grounding, illegal contact by the defense, pass interference, offensive pass interference, defensive pass interference with a completed pass and an incomplete pass, and roughing the passer.
Co-rec modifications. The game is played between 2 teams of 8 players each. Teams must play with 6 players at all times. 5 players must be on the line of scrimmage when the ball is snapped. If not, that will result in an illegal formation 5 yards from the previous spot. Co-rec games may be played with any of the following player ratios in relation to gender: 4-4, 4-3, 3-3, and 4-2. Male players may not advance the ball across the line of scrimmage. This too will result in an illegal advancement penalty, which is 5 yards from the previous spot. In co-rec games, touchdowns will be worth 9 points if a female is involved either in the pass, run, or catch. All other touchdowns will be worth 6 points. Each possession will begin with an open play. This means that a male may complete a legal forward pass to another male. If the pass is completed, the next play will then be closed. Closed play means the next legal forward pass must include a female to be completed for positive yardage in order to open the play back up. 2 consecutive legal forward passes from a male to male are illegal, which is the result of 5 yards from the previous spot, loss of a down. Penalties, whether accepted or declined, shall have no effect on the status of whether the next legal forward pass is open or closed.